let's begin with an identification of the book of Revelation's, the dragon's three beasts. Revelation 16:13 tells us, "And I saw coming out of the mouth of the dragon, and out of the mouth of the beast, and out of the mouth of the false prophet, three unclean spirits like frogs, for they are spirits of demons." We are, in this presentation, identifying the papacy as the first beast, particularly the popes. Revelation 13:12, "And he exercises all the power of the first beast before him, and causeth the earth and them which dwell therein to worship the first beast, whose deadly wound was healed." We're identifying the second beast as the USA Mason, the second beast, the false prophet, with Obama as the lead. Revelation 13:11-13, "And he had two horns like a lamb, and he spake as a dragon, and causeth the earth to worship the first beast, and he doeth great wonders, so that he maketh fire come down from heaven on the earth in the sight of men." And then the third, Prince William, the AntiChrist. Revelation 13:16-18, "And he causeth all to be given a mark on their right hand or on their forehead, and no one will be able to buy or sell except who has the mark. The number is that of a man, and his number is 666. And so I believe that these three are creating what will bring the 6 and the 6 and the 6. And that would be a new world religion, a one world worship, and a new day of rest in the first 6. A new world order, a one world economy, and a new Atlantis in the second 6. And a new world peace, a one world rule, and a new temple in Jerusalem in the third 6. Notice in putting the 3 6s together, they equal 18. And we are determining that there will be a time of tribulation beginning from 2011 through 2018, and that is the time of tribulation. So, it is all reflected in the U.S. dollar bill with the New World Order, many into one, and in God we trust. Revelation 13:1 tells us, "And the dragon who is behind all of this stood on the sand of the seashore," and you see the image of Baphomet. So, let's take you first to the Bank of America mural. There are 3 paintings that are prominently featured in the Bank of America Corporate Center in Charlotte, North Carolina. This fresco was created by artist Benjamin F. Long. Let's begin with one of the murals. In the final sequence of the murals, we see the surviving blue-collar population at the bottom. Notice there are 13 men working below to acquire the wealth of the elite. The shovels that they hold have heads that are rich gold in color, suggesting gold as the resource to secure. And by the way, 13 is the occult number. At the next level above the ground is the higher level educated skilled worker who is rebuilding the new world, while the elite giant is restfully sleeping above in the hills, suggesting his secret control. The picture suggests a rebuilding era due to the clean landscapes. This is the final era of the elite, after many on the earth have been eliminated and the new world is underway. In this mural, the back wall, as you'll notice, has a barbed wire, and the elite above are circling in alchemical flames in naked freedom and power, while being separated from the chaos below the net. Key characters in the crowd are hazmat and Marines carrying rifles. There is an active burning industrial building if you look in the background, suggesting a crematory. And you see to the right at the top the Nazi gold eagle and flags that are red, white, and blue, with blank street signs and protest signs that are blank, suggesting that the people have no voice and no answers. there's more details to the mural. In this mural, there is the Masonic checker floor as part of the landscape, along with the blonde-haired, blue-eyed Aryan youth in the Masonic heel-to-heel 90-degree stance, representing a new generation. The burning bush in the background is blowing exactly westward, indicating that the Western world is being burned. You see the close-up. The white male right next to the burning bush, wearing a red sweater and blue jeans and reading a book, is casually aware of the burning bush. Masonic rituals depict initiates, especially those of the 33rd degree, as revered and being near the burning bush. The woman inside a transparent cube is being drawn by the electromagnetic energy of the black sun at the top. Politicians are arguing their explanations. So, let's talk about, in more detail, the figure in the trench coat. The Prince, the Order of the Garter. A young boy is dressed in a long, dark, double-breasted trench coat, resembling Prince William, Duke of Cambridge, KG. Born June the 21st, 1982. That is a significant date, as you will see later. He is the elder son of Charles, Prince of Wales, and the late Diana, Princess of Wales, and third eldest grandchild of Queen Elizabeth II and Prince Philip, Duke of Edinburgh. He is the second in the line of succession behind his father. A clue that this depiction is Prince William are the wrinkles in his right coat sleeve that spell out William, as you can see below. In the mural, Prince William is wearing the Order of the Garter on his head, on his crest, and that is the crown crest, which is a gold lion, as in the Lion of the tribe of Judah. A near identical image of William at the bottom is found on the Denver Airport mural as well. And in that mural, he's holding an anvil that was a sword that is now representing peace. The Order of the Garter was founded by Edward III in 1348, known as the Black Prince. It will be 666 years of the Order's existence in the year 2014. And on June the 13th, 2011, in Windsor, England, Prince William was named the 1,000th member in over a 600-year period of the Order of the Garter. The Order of the Garter 8-pointed star is worn on the left breast, and it has a 13-stone ruby cross center. So, let's talk about Prince William and his lineage to King David. The Black Prince, King Edward III, was the very first Knight of the Garter. He comes directly from the lineage of King David, thereby qualifying him to be accepted by the rabbis as in the lineage of the Messiah. But he also comes from the lost tribe of Dan. Dan was the 5th son of Jacob, and the tribe is also represented by the 6-pointed star of David and a serpent. The marriage of Charles to Diana was extremely important because Diana brought one aspect of the Merovingian bloodline back to the English crown. In marrying Prince Charles, William is the first child to claim lineage from every English king who has left descendants. Prince William is not a confirmed Freemason, but has many Masonic relatives. Kings and dukes were Grand Masters of Masonic lodges. The last Grand Master, who rules the United Grand Lodge of England, is H.R.H. Duke of Kent, cousin of Queen Elizabeth II and uncle of Prince William. Now, as you look at the coat of arms at the bottom, H is in the left design and DN is in the right design. H represents the Black Prince, DN the Red Dragon, and together they can read, I, the Black Prince, serve the Red Dragon. And we know who the Red Dragon is. So, Prince Charles's coat of arms represents the Red Dragon. In Revelation 13:1, and the dragon stood on the sand of the seashore. Then I saw a beast coming up out of the sea. having 10 horns, 7 heads, and on his horns were 10 diadems, and on his heads were blasphemous names. And the dragon gave him his power, and his throne, and great authority. Now, of significance to that is that at his coronation in 1969, and we're talking about Prince Charles, the father, he sat on a chair with a large red dragon emblazoned on it. During the ceremony, his mother, Queen Elizabeth II, said, "This dragon gives you your power, your throne, and your own authority." His response to her was, and I quote, "I am now your liege man, and worthy of your earthly worship." Liege is an Old English word meaning Lord, meaning I am now your Lord man and worthy of your earthly worship. And also, as you can see here, the crest of the Knights Templar is showing the same symbols as did Prince Charles when he received this coronation. So, the origin and meaning of the red dragon symbol goes beyond the coat of arms. You see it here in the flag of Wales, the red dragon, and that means the place of the strangers or foreigners. That is, as in the tribe of Dan importing themselves to Wales. And then you see it on the airplane of Wales, the same red dragon. And then we see it in the 1953 Royal Badge of Wales. And notice that there is a circle around the dragon that gives the letters Y, Drag, Gach, Didri, Situin, and it means the red dragon should go forward. This is the unofficial Welsh national motto. Sometimes it is described as the red dragon will rise again, or the red dragon will lead the way. And I believe this is all symbolic of what is to come in the time of tribulation with the Antichrist. As you look in detail now at the seal of Prince Charles, the father, here's what you see in detail. But let's first look at the text, Revelations 12:3. "And there appeared another wonder in heaven, and behold, a great red dragon, having 7 heads and 10 horns, and 7 crowns upon his heads." And then Revelation 13:1. "Then I saw a beast coming up out of the sea, having 10 horns and 7 heads, and on his horns were the 10 diadems, and on his heads were blasphemous names. And the beast which I saw was like a leopard, and his feet were those of a bear, and his mouth like the mouth of a lion." And so as you look at Prince Charles, the father, his seal, his coat of arms, you notice that the crown actually is shown here in 7 places, and they're all numbered. You see it in the lion figure. You see it above that represents the sun, Prince William. You see the crown of the face. You see the crown on the unicorn. You see the crown in the center of the shield, and you see 2 more crowns below. There are your 7 heads with 7 crowns. Also, we discussed how in this text that the beast would resemble a leopard, and which this does by its length and its thinness as compared to a lion. It has the feet of a bear, and if you look at the feet, those are bare feet, and it has the mouth as a lion, and it certainly has a lion's mouth. So let's focus on the lion, leopard, bear beast on the left. Notice there are 3 parallel horns on his neck, which are, in a manner of speaking, plucked out by the roots, which means turned upside down. Then come to the center photo. The helm, which is the face, has 7 curved bars or horns. These 7 horns, along with the 3 horns from the eldest son, lion, at the top, make a total of 10 horns in the head region. And from Daniel 7 verse 8, "I considered the horns, and behold, there came up among them another little horn, before whom there were 3 of the first horns plucked up by the roots." And behold, in this horn were eyes like the eyes of a man, and a mouth speaking great things. So as you can see in the first two photos, we have numbered the 3 additional horns to the 7 that already existed in the previous slide. Now let's take a look at the eyes of a man in the horn. Over on the next photo is the unicorn. In heraldry, the unicorn's eyes are round and black. There are no visible eye whites. Queen Elizabeth's heraldic unicorn is depicted just like that, no visible eye whites. But Charles's design, here shown, has the eyes shaped more like those of a human, with noticeable eye whites. Daniel 7:8. And behold, in this horn were eyes like the eyes of a man. Also in heraldry, this unicorn represents not only Scotland, but also a counterfeit Christ. Let's take it further. The unicorn of the prince. The constellation Monoceros, which is the unicorn, is in the winter's great triangle, as you see above in the skies, formed by the bright stars Betelgeuse, Sirius, and Procyon. Monoceros is on the celestial equator between Orion, which is where God comes through, and Hydra, which is where the dragon is. And it contains exactly 66 naked eye stars. Monoceros forms the square and the compasses. The square is at 90 degrees and the compasses at 55 degrees. In ancient Egypt, the plumb rule was called a merket. The merket was used in conjunction with a plumb line to measure the positions of stars and their corresponding positions on the ground in Egypt. Our winter sky is dominated by Orion, but the creature that is following him, tracking his every movement across the celestial sphere, mimicking him, is Monoceros, the unicorn. And who does the unicorn represent? Prince Charles and Prince William. In the photo to the left, which is a hieroglyph, the horn of Monoceros points to the silver gate of man, and Enki, who is in this hieroglyph, is stepping in the direction of where the unicorn horn is pointing, and you see his foot on top of the unicorn horn, and he has a bird in his hand. The bird is the constellation Corvus, Latin for raven or crow. It sits on the tail of Hydra, the sea dragon, as you can see above, and it includes 11 stars visible to the naked eye. It belonged to Apollo, that is the bird. Apollo, the god of light, which the Bible calls Apollyon, the destroyer. Enki is the one of the 4 gods known as the Anunnaki, who were Sumerians. Anunnaki were associated with the Nephilim giants of the Bible. And then, up above, his left foot is on the horn of the unicorn, as if he is rising up from the unicorn out of the waters. The ancients believed that the Milky Way was the celestial river in the heavens, and Monoceros is on the celestial equator of the Milky Way. The Winged Savior. Prince Charles was presented with a model of the sculpture unveiled on March 6, 2002, and Prince Charles was here called the Winged Hero. It is a giant bronze statue of Prince Charles as a winged hero, quote-unquote, saving the world. It is to become the centerpiece of a remote Amazonian town in Brazil. And then there are many identifiers of Prince Charles relative to the number 666, the number of the beast, the number of the AntiChrist. And here they are. 8 in number. Charles, in English and French, comes from the Germanic name Karl, which was derived from a Germanic word which meant man, for it is the number of a man, that is the 666. Prince Charles was granted his heraldic achievement, or coat of arms, at the age of 13, the occult number. The red dragon of Wales, under which he serves, Ichi Dien, means I serve, and he pronounced that at his coronation. He claims descent from Israel's King David, Jesus, and Islam's Muhammad, as well as the tribe of Dan, and all of those are in the lineage of Christ. But this is the Antichrist. 4. He will be the first living member of the royal family to have a life-size statue dedicated in his honor in Brazil as Savior of the world. 5. He was born in 1948, the same year that Israel became a modern nation. 6. His name can be calculated to the numerical value of 666 by the ancient Hebrew method in both English and in Hebrew. 7. His coat of arms shows the past emperors of the Roman Empire of iron, leopard, the feet of a bear, and the mouth of a lion. And 8. Prince Charles has declared that as king, he will be known as the defender of faith, that is, as in all faiths, bringing them together. So, the coming world leader, commonly known as the Antichrist, has 33 titles in the Old Testament and 13 in the New Testament. How interesting. 33 has become the Masonic highest order number, and it is a number of sacrifice, and 13 is the occult number. Daniel reveals a second prince who shall later arrive. With Daniel 9:26, we have a specific reference to the prince that shall come after the Messiah is cut off. A prince whose people are not only associated with the destruction of the city, that is Jerusalem, and the sanctuary, that is the Holy Temple, but who are also associated with wars and desolations unto the end. This prophecy is referring to a future time when the Antichrist, often referred to as the little prince, the little horn, and later as king, rises out of the empire which was once ancient Rome and now Europe, taking his rightful seat of authority, the power of his kingship, and the crown of the red dragon. So note that the eldest son, lion, is around the neck of the dragon. You see that? Those 3 lines around the neck of the dragon, thus associating Prince William with his father, Prince Charles, and the dragon. Prince William will become the Prince of Peace. Daniel 11:22, the overflowing forces will be flooded away before him and shattered, and also the Prince of the Covenant. After an alliance is made with him, he will practice deception, and he will go up and gain power with a small force of people. In a time of tranquility, he will enter the richest parts of the realm, and he will accomplish what his fathers never did, nor his ancestors. He will distribute plunder, booty, and possessions among them, and he will devise his schemes against strongholds, but only for a time. So when it says he will accomplish what his fathers never did, nor his ancestors, it is most likely referring to the rebuilding of the temple in Jerusalem in a supposed time of peace. And that is why in the Denver mural above, he is holding what was a sword of war, what has been turned into a symbol of peace. So today, the unicorn is a symbol adopted by New Agers to represent a great world leader whom they expect to bring world peace to the earth.